Hi, it's been a minute since I've sat down and made a YouTube video like this. I've been busy having a baby, and that baby is almost 2 months old. Now will be 2 months old on Sunday, which is so crazy. And as I've been thinking about the last 2 months and what I've learned from this last birth, I wanted to sit down and share it with you. So my number one tip for having the most fast, easeful, beautiful labor and birth is to feel good. Let me explain. So oxytocin, otherwise known as the love hormone, is the hormone that flows through our body, or has the potential to flow through our body during labor and birth, that makes the whole process that much faster, that much less painful. It allows recovery to be that much smoother. And so with my first birth, I knew this. But it being my first birth, there was a sense of uncertainty and a little bit of fear there, right, as I approached something that I had never done before. And so my labor was quite long, 40 plus hours. And this last birth that I just had 2 months ago with my baby Blaze was less than 11 hours from start to finish. And all of that wasn't even active labor. And I think the biggest difference was that I learned and set the intention to feel really, really good throughout labor. So before labor started, I created what I coined, what I like to call the oxy box, my oxytocin box, which wasn't a real literal box, but a sort of figurative box of all the things that I felt would make me feel really good when labor started. So for example, I had my very favorite kombucha on hand in the refrigerator. I had all the ingredients to make my favorite smoothie so that I could drink that while I was in labor. I kept my toddler at home, despite some people's suggestions that I should ship him off to grandma's house, because my toddler makes me feel good. I had a favorite movie of mine on hand that I thought would be really fun to watch, which I didn't end up watching that movie because labor went a lot faster than I anticipated. Grateful for that. And so those things, amongst others, I had on hand with the intention of essentially just having a really, really good time. When my waters broke, I was going to have a really good time. I was going to eat the things that made me feel really happy. I was going to spend time with the people that I most love to spend time with. I was going to watch something that made me laugh. I had music and candles and all sorts of different things that made me feel really good. And it was in feeling really good that I really believe that I got more oxytocin moving through my body, which made the labor of my second son so much faster, much more pleasurable than my first. And so my advice now to everyone that I work with is to create your own oxybox, or to really think deeply about what setting you are stepping into when you go into labor and how good it makes you feel, or not good. There's no one right answer to this, right? Whether you decide to give birth at home, or you decide to give birth at a birth center, or you decide to give birth in a hospital, where do you feel good at? Good means, where do you feel safe? Where do you feel supported? Where do you feel happy? Where do you feel like you can relax and be most at peace, least stressed, right? Stress is the opposite side of the spectrum of what I'm talking about here. Stress causes us to tense. Stress, which was exactly what I was doing through a lot of my first labor, it's tension, right? And it doesn't allow your body to open. We want to get to a place where we allow our bodies to open, and they open when they feel good, when we feel relaxed. And so it's so important to consider, in what environment do you feel good in? With what people do you feel good around? Does it feel good to have that doctor there? Does it not feel good to have a doctor there? Does it feel good to have those lights present, the fluorescent lights of a hospital room? Or does it feel good to be in a space that's more dimly lit? Does it feel good to have your mother-in-law there, or would it feel good for her not to be around? Does it feel good to be in a setting where you may or may not be allowed to eat what you want to eat or at all? Or does it feel good to be in the freedom of eating whatever you want to eat, whenever you want to eat it when you are in labor? So many different things to consider. And so, like I said, I feel that just the biggest difference between my first birth and my second birth was that I really, really got the oxytocin flowing, and I just approached it with so much excitement and so much of the intention that I'm gonna kind of throw a party and just see how good I can feel and how much fun we can have, right? What if birth gets to just be so fun? What if labor gets to be a joy? What if it all can feel really good rather than this thing that we dread, that we don't look forward to? What if we looked forward to it? And I think in the looking forward to it, we have to set ourselves up in an environment with people and things and foods and music and lights and all of the things that make us feel really good. So I'm going to keep this video short. Make it a point to feel good. If you're currently pregnant, planning to become pregnant, and nervous about labor, nervous about birth, remember that oxytocin, the love hormone, is the thing that makes labor the fastest, most pleasurable, least painful experience possible. And so whatever you need to do in order to get as much oxytocin flowing through your body as possible and the least amount of stress is the thing for you to do. Simple enough? Okay, I gotta go because I have 2 babies and my husband's juggling them right now and he needs rescuing. So anyway, hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments what you think, and if you want me to talk about any aspect of my births or any aspect of birth in general, let me know.